Well, hello and welcome everyone. I have what I think is an exciting video for you today. I'm excited because I am fortunate enough to have another brand new e-bike to unbox. This is the Stunner X by Biktrix. And if you don't know Biktrix, they were started in, I think it was 2014. They're based in Saskatchewan, Canada. And they pride themselves not only in producing premium e-bikes, but also premium packaging and shipping. So that's why I wanted to do an unboxing video. I normally don't do unboxing videos, but I wanted to show, I want to show everyone what to expect when you receive one of their bikes. And then I want to show you and the e-bike companies out there what good packaging looks like and good shipping is like. Because I've received 3 other bikes in the mail. They all arrived with the boxes damaged in some manner. My original rad, the front disc was bent on the brake. The next rad I bought, the paint was kind of stained on my wife's bike. Some chips here and there, so not flawless. And then the Hemingway bike I got, the entire box was open. The whole lid of it was just open. The only thing holding it was the nylon straps, which were very loose, and the bottom end of it was just torn open. So I was very surprised when I actually got in there and saw that the bike was in perfect shape. There was nothing wrong with it, and nothing was missing, but I mean, based on the box, I was a little scared. So let me give you a closer look at what it should look like when you get it. Okay, so if you're gonna spend, $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 on an e-bike, you want it to arrive in perfect condition. So this thing is perfect, all still sealed, no scrapes, scratches, holes, anything in it. They even went as far as to put these little plastic guide things for these straps, which are very tight, so they don't move around. So I expect this thing to be absolutely flawless inside. So other e-bike companies out there, take note that this is how you do it. I'm very pleased with how this arrived. Now, another thing I want to mention is maybe one of the reasons why this arrived so perfectly is that Biktrix is like the only company in North America that ships their bikes by air. So the fact that this probably didn't ride on the back of a FedEx truck for 900 miles might be the reason that is so nice. And that also helps with the speed at which you get the bike. I mean, from the time I ordered it to the time it was at my front door was like 6 days. I think 6 days it took to get from Canada to North Carolina to be ordered, built, and here. That's fast. That's faster than anything else I've ever got. So kudos to them for that. Let's get into it. I know you're dying to see what this looks like. I'm dying to see what it looks like. I'm excited for this thing. So let's start tearing it apart. All right, let's get into this thing here. Cool. Charger. Not sure on that. I have to open that up. See what that is. Okay. I mean, there's some cardboard pieces separating it. Everything looks good. It's bubble wrapped. Now, I mentioned this in one of my other videos, but when you get these bikes, they're heavy. This box weighed 91 pounds. So, if you live in an apartment, you're gonna have to take a 91-pound box, up your stairs or elevator or whatever. So keep that in mind when you get these sent to you. They're very heavy bikes. So even lifting this out of here, I'll be able to do it, but if you're not as strong as you used to be, it might be hard to get it out of this box yourself. So see that? You just gotta muscle it out. It'd be better if you had 2 people for this. Alright, we got one more thing in here. I'm guessing is all our tools and gear and stuff. So let's see it. Can you tell what color? CitizenCycle blue. Move it closer so you can see it. Very bright blue. Love it. Okay, there wasn't a whole lot of packaging inside. Basically just the bike bubble wrapped and then some just like high density cardboard things to keep it from hitting the sides. And that was it. So there's less packaging inside than I thought there would be. Now this is my first non-fat tire bike actually. So these are 24 by 3 wheels, which has got like a street tread on it. So this bike's really totally different than anything else I have. That's why one of the reasons I'm super excited to show you guys this, because it's going to be a totally different experience. This is different wheel size, different tires. This is a mid-drive motor. It's got more like swept back handlebars, I think, more cruiser style. They classify it as, I think, an off-road cruiser is how they stated it on their website. So we'll see if it can do that. I'm definitely gonna cruise on it, and I'll try to take it off-road. Although these don't look very off-roady, so I don't know how that's gonna go. They look very fast rolling though. I bet you, I'd be curious to see how fast we can get this baby going. But let's tear all this bubble wrap off of here. It's got a big seat on it. That's like the first thing I do is change the seats, because the seats usually kind of suck on bikes. This one looks comfy, actually. It's big. Very, very big, wide seat. This is definitely looking more cruiser style bike. So much bubble wrap. Okay, getting a feel for what this looks like. Very cool, very cruiser stylish. Looks like there's multiple adjustments in the handlebars, which I like. I don't have any bikes that have adjustable handlebars. All right, check out that blue. Very nice. Yeah, so the handlebars, it looks like you can adjust here and then also up here. That'll be handy. And this is the Stunner X. I think they make a different stunner too, like a Stunner LT. We got a 750 Bafang mid-drive. I think it's called a BBSO2 also. All right, let's get this thing set up. So basically what you're gonna have to do is the handlebars, adjust those. You gotta put the front wheel on, the headlight and the front fender, and the pedals. And after that, you should be about done. But the very first thing that I always do actually is I take the battery out and put it on the charger. That way because as soon as I get this set up, I'm gonna wanna take it for a ride. And I'll probably do some, just quick first impression rides for you. So let's get the battery out of here. Where's my keys? All right, so this battery's kind of like integrated into the frame, it looks like. So it appears there's a USB charging port on this side, a power button on the top, and the key thing is right here. Slides out the side, just like that. And this is a 48 volt, 14.5 amp hour battery. So, all right, we got our battery charging. Let's do the handlebars first. You're gonna need a number 5 Allen wrench, and then sure it's kind of straight. I'm gonna tighten it up but not make it overly tight. All right, now we wanna adjust these. So there's a bolt here. I'm gonna just straddle the bike. It's probably easiest to do it this way, so you can get everything centered on the fork. I can already see that this is a little bit out of alignment. Let me fix that. Just a touch that way. There we go. Tighten it down. All right, now we got to get these aligned. I'm not sure how high to put them here. Probably just going to have to test them and ride it before I get them. I'm just going to put it like that for now. Screen tilted. I'm going to leave that loose for the moment. I'm probably going to have to fine tune all this stuff. So on a side note, there was a package. I wasn't sure what it was. I opened it up and it is actually longer pedal cranks. I guess if you don't want the short ones, you can put on longer ones. So I got an extra set of those. Let's undo this wheel here. So we got nice packaging here. I love this. Great idea. I can't tell you how many times I've seen that people have told me, and my own experience, that the front disc ends up bent. So they got it sandwiched between 2 pieces of foam. That's awesome. Now this is the tricky part. I always kind of struggle with this a little bit. I've never really determined the best way to do it. I watch people do it online all the time. They make it look so easy, where they just slide this front wheel on there. You got to get the disc in between the 2 brake pads, and then set in the axle mounts as well. I find it tricky. These tires are really squishy. Let's see if I can do it here, just how they do it. And they usually lift it and just kind of roll and slide it in. There's a piece of plastic in here. In between the brake pads, you got to remove. Okay, I did it the way they did it. First time ever. Now you can put the kickstand down. We got ourselves a bike here. Look at this. We got a bike. You know, I got a feeling that my fiance is gonna like this bike because it's smaller. You're working with the 24-inch wheels instead of the 26, and it's got a step-through thing here. She'll probably be able to ride this. Very much a cruiser style bike. Seat definitely needs tilted a little bit, but there you go. It's looking pretty good. Okay, so front tire, we need to get the you know, the axle through there. So let's find that. It's probably in this box. All right, there you go. You got our will go pedals. We've got our front axle that we got to put in. We got some blue touch-up paint. Look at that, they give you touch-up paint. And then some bolts probably for fenders, I'm guessing, and all the tools I am supposed to be using, but not. Got it. All right, let's put this axle in. All right, so we got a quick release here. So we're gonna take this off, take this spring off, and slide it through, put these back on, we're good to go. So I'm gonna slide this through from the disc side. That's how they usually do it. And put the spring on, and this nut that goes on here, twist them on, and then we'll smush our lever down. What does this warning say that I should have read? Quick release hubs. Nothing important, I don't think so. Let's just take that off of there, and now we got a wheel on. Okay, as I go through this, what are some things I'm noticing? Number one, they give you extra pedal cranks, which I find interesting. I don't know why they did that. I guess maybe people don't like those short ones. I don't know. There's no instruction booklet thing that I've found anywhere yet, but there was nothing in that box there, and there's no other boxes to look through. So I guess maybe you just go on the website, maybe there's a manual online if you have questions about the bike in some way, or maybe you just call customer service. I'm blazing through this real quick because if you want like detailed assembly instructions, they have multiple videos out there. So this is actually where instructions come in a little bit handy, because I'm assuming these are fender bolts here. And I know this because I've done this like 4 times, but the average person might not. See this cap here? You're probably saying, well, what the heck is this little black cap? Well, this thing is gonna go in here. Right in there to plug up that, so you don't see that Allen head bolt there. So that's what that black cap is for. These, I guess, are gonna be, this one's probably gonna go through for the headlight and the top of the fender, and these are gonna be the sides. And that's really all that's in here hardware-wise. So here's another thing I'm noticing. These tires, they're very unique. I haven't seen anything like these before. The rim is not that wide. The tire's like 3 inches wide. They're very tall tires. Hopefully it gives you a nice ride. They say Kenda on them. They don't say a model style of Kenda. All right, so for front fender, really easy. And you've got this tab here that's gonna mount right up here through the front fork and the headlight. That's what the long bolt in the box is for. And these right here are gonna mount into there. Boom, done. Let's put them on. Take our long bolt. We're gonna go through the headlight first, and then through the fork, and then through the fender. All just sandwiched together. Put the nut on the back. I mean, that looks pretty good. It's quite a ways away from the tire. I like that. The other ones I have, it's like right up next to the tire, and they rub a lot. These are very far away. I like that, so that's good. I'm gonna tighten the back of this. I probably need number 5 for that, and I'm guessing probably a 10. All right, your rear rack is already on there, so really the last thing left to do is pedals. So they're probably marked left and right. So there's a little tiny R right there on the pedal. That's your right one. All right, grab the number 15 and just tighten it on. Good to go. Do the other one. All right, so we're basically set up, ready to go. I'm gonna go take this out for a first ride, let you know what I think. This is totally different for me. Never had a mid-drive bike ever, never had hydraulic brakes, so anxious to test all this. Hopefully my battery gets charged up here soon enough for me to ride while there's still daylight. All right, there she is, guys, finished product. This is again, the Stunner X by Biktrix. I've ridden this now for, I don't know, 20, 30 minutes to get a feel for it, and just want to give you my first impressions right off the bat. So totally and completely different than anything I'm used to. I mean, I don't even know where to start. There's so many differences on this bike than what I'm used to with my, fat tire, more mountain bikey, 26-inch, and then hub drive motors. I mean, this bike is just very much completely different. I mean, it's a totally different feeling. Let's go take a look here. So up here on your handlebars, first off, I was a little concerned about the swept back nature of the handlebars, because a lot of times I like to ride standing up, and I was wondering how that was going to feel, standing up on the pedals and extending my arms fully. But actually, dare I say, it feels better with the swept back handlebars. I thought it was going to feel terrible. It might actually feel easier and better when I stand up on the bike. But that wasn't an issue at all. They fall nicely. I mean, if you think about it, if you just put your hands out right in front of you, I mean, you put them out like this, or they just kind of fall like that, right? You don't put them out like that. So it's very comfortable. These trigger shifters fall perfectly on your thumb and index finger. It fits like a glove. I'm a little bit thrown off. I've had to rewire my brain, because on mine, thumb takes you up gears and index takes you like down. This is the reverse. The thumb is actually taking you down gears, index is up. It's 9 gears instead of 7. And then over here, your pedal assist and your throttle. I've found myself for the last 30 minutes, I haven't even really used the throttle much. Normally I use the throttle quite a bit, because it's always twist throttle over here on my right hand. This is thumb throttle over here on my left hand, and I find myself not even using it. The pedal assist buttons, I will say this, they're kind of difficult to get to. I mean, your hand is here like this, and if you put your thumb way out, I mean, you kind of barely get to the throttle actually. And then, I mean, to reach the pedal assist buttons, you have to take your hand off the grip to hit them, really. So that's kind of a far reach. It looks like I might be able to slide it over just a touch, but it'd probably interfere with the throttle if I did. So it's got to stay there. Those are a little bit of a reach. I wish they were closer. This is my first experience with the hydraulic brakes. They do well, they stop you. They feel completely different than I thought they were going to feel though. I thought that you would pull these and it would really just grab like crazy, kind of like on my motorcycles where, you pull the brakes and it's got some real good stopping power. These, they just feel firm. It's a firm, slow, smooth stop. It's not like my cable brakes, which, I mean, they just really grab and you end up skidding the tires. I haven't done that with these at all yet. So first experience with those, so far so good. The battery is actually integrated into the frame on this bike. So, the frame kind of wraps around it on this side, but on this side, and the battery is exposed fully. And it's got this little lever here to help pull the battery out when you want to remove it. We've got a mid-drive, 750 mid-drive motor, which this is my first experience with that. And I got to tell you, that is something unique. It's a totally different feeling. The hub motors in the rear, they just feel like they're just shoving you along. It's a different feeling. It's almost more of a pulling you along type of feeling. And it's a very bizarre system for me because the front sprocket also is free spinning. So you can pedal backwards and it doesn't move, or you can just use the throttle and it'll spin while your pedals are not spinning. So both are free wheels, front and back there, I guess. I will tell you one problem I had right off the bat here though, actually, is I've been tooling around in this open field and up that grassy, really steep grassy hill over there. And what I've noticed is I keep dragging the pedals. They're so low to the ground, I guess due to the tire size, the wheel size being 24 instead of 26. Your pedals are, I mean, they're so close to the ground. It's only a few inches off the ground. When you make a really sharp turn, or you're gonna go over a mound of dirt or something, I've already drugged the pedals on the ground numerous times. So I don't know that you're really gonna off-road this bike any. And it came with longer pedal cranks there too. So I mean, I would never put those on because I'm already dragging the pedals. I mean, my first impression of this bike is that this is like your ultimate greenway bike trail cruiser kind of bike, because that's what I found myself doing it. Normally I hop on an e-bike and I'm like, yeah, let's rip this baby. Let's see if I can get it over 30 miles an hour and let's jump some curbs. And I put it through the paces. This bike, I found myself just on the greenway, just leisurely cruising at like 11 miles an hour, looking at the trees and listening to the birds. Like it was a totally different mindset because it's such a cruiser feel. You know, it's got that big, huge, fat seat on it, and the handlebars come back to you, sweat back. It's so comfy. So I did try. I was like, well, I got to test the top speed, you know. And I mean, I barely pedaled this thing over 20 miles an hour. It doesn't have a whole lot of top end speed that I've found yet. I'm sure it's probably in there, and you know, maybe I need to change some settings or something, or whatever. Get stronger legs. That's probably the thing to pedal it faster. But I found myself not even wanting to do that on it. I found myself just wanting to leisurely cruise. And although it didn't have the blistering 30 mile an hour top speed like some of the other bikes, it is powerful. I don't know how to describe the power. It's a different power feeling. You really feel it on the hills is where it comes out the most. Normally if I go up a steep hill with my bike, you know, my Rover or my Hemiway bike, I almost kind of feel bad for the rear hub motor because you can really hear it working. This thing, it just chews up the hills. I mean, let's go over here. I'll go up a hill for you. But I don't know how to describe the power on it. It's a different feeling in the power department, that's for sure. I don't have much battery. I didn't get the battery charged. I was too anxious to get out and start riding it. But let's cruise over here. So it's a very strong power feeling from this thing, and it seems to deliver the power just constant. Normally on the hub bikes I can feel it cut out after a certain mile per hour. This one doesn't seem to do that. It seems to be always giving you power as long as you're pedaling. All right, so I am right now cruising in this. I'm in second mechanical gear, and I'm in pedal assist 1. Okay, now this is something I would never do on my other hub drive bikes, and that is I'm going to go up this really like short, steep, grassy hill over here, and we're going to leave it as it is. I'm going to keep it pedal assist 1 and gear 2, and we're just going to go up this hill, and you'll get an idea of what I mean when I said this thing just chews up the hills. All right, so I'm not even going to come off the seat. I'm just going to pedal. There we go, right up that hill. I mean, I didn't stand up at all. The front wheel actually popped off the ground a little bit. It's got so much just torque. That's the word I'm looking for, torque. This is a torque monster. Which I believe the specs say online that it has like 120 Newton meters of torque, which is a lot. That is like a motorcycle. That's a lot of torque. I think that's actually more torque than my motorcycles have. The other hub drive motors, they only have like, I think 80. So, I mean, this thing just crushes hills so far is what I've seen. You do have throttle here, so you don't have to pedal. You can just thumb throttle and take off. And it takes right off. It doesn't get you crazy high on the speed. I gotta go in here and look. I know nothing about this bike so far. There's probably settings where I need to adjust top speed and whatnot, but I'll figure that out later. I just kind of want to give you the basic first ride impression review of this thing, things I've noticed so far. And I did have my wife step onto it to test it out. She really liked it. She liked the fat seat on there and the fact that it's lower, you know, lower to the ground. She could get on it easily. This would probably be one she could ride pretty easily. I'm anxious to let her ride it and see what she thinks. Let's see. So let's crank up some gears. Boost the pedal assist a little bit. Now, actually, that's another good thing to point out that I've noticed, which is very high tech, honestly. Kind of like it's almost like a quick shifter on a motorcycle, where when you're pedaling, you've got pedal assist going on, and you change the mechanical gear. The bike has a sensor that automatically cuts the power from the motor for a split second to allow you to shift the mechanical gears. Because with a hub motor, excuse me, with a mid-drive motor, the motor is, you know, by the pedals here in the middle of the bike. Right here's your motor. It's connected into the pedals. So it's part of your drivetrain, right? It's connected to the chain, connected to the pedals. Whereas a hub motor is just, you can take the pedals and the chain off and still ride the thing. I mean, it's the wheel that's pushing you. This, it's connected to the drivetrain, so it wants to cut that power momentarily to take the stress off the chain while you are shifting gears. So you'll feel as you're pedaling and you shift gears, the power from the motor cuts for a split second and then kicks back in after the gear has changed. So very unique thing there. But let's crank this up a little bit. Go to pedal assist 3. I mean, it just whoosh, pulls you right along. All right, I'm in 9th gear. See, but I feel like I'm going fast enough. I'm only going 14 or 15, but it's like all the faster I want to go on this style bike. It's comfy. There you go. I mean, you can go up to 20 miles an hour easily. You don't go much over that, but it'll get up and go. Where you're gonna get the top speed out of this bike is if you got some cyclist legs, I think, and you're inputting a little bit more into the pedals, then you could probably crank it up nice, but not me. I don't got those legs. All right, that's the Stunner X. Very cool bike. I'm gonna do, of course, a ton more videos on this thing as I get to know it a little bit better and learn more about it and tell you all the details. Go check out Biktrix website because it was super interesting. They have a wide variety of bikes, some really cool ideas. There's full suspension electric bikes on there. There's, you know, they've got different motors. This is the, what I say, BBSO2, whatever, the 750 Bafang. They've got the Bafang Ultra motor. There's different motors in all their bikes. You can get this bike with fat tires, with the 4-inch, 26-inch, you know, fat tires. I got like more the street version here. So you can, that's the cool thing about the site, is what I'm trying to tell you, is you can customize these. You know, no other sites are like that, okay? All the other e-bike sites are like, you get what you get. You want this bike, okay, we'll throw it in a box and ship it to you. These guys, you can change the tires and the wheel size. You can change out the battery. You want different size batteries. You can change the colors, these multiple color options. So you can customize your bike the way you want it, which is super cool. And they've got cool other bikes too, like one that has like dual batteries. So all you guys out there that are concerned about, you know, range, they make one called the Duo, I think it is. It has like the double batteries. Very cool, very cool. So I will be back with more information on this bike. Subscribe. If you're not subscribed already, please do that, and share and like this video. I'm gonna do a bunch of other videos where I show you how to like shift with the mid-drive motor. It's a little bit different than with the hub drive. I might do some comparisons, actually some side-by-sides. You guys love the comparison videos. I might do some side-by-sides with a few other bikes that I've got so you can see the differences. So this bike is, you know, slightly higher end than the others. You've got some customization possibilities with the bike. This one costs, I think, $2,099. So but if you think about it, if you were gonna buy like a Rad Rover, you're gonna spend like $1,700 for it. So, I mean, just for the extra $300 or $400 that you'd spend on this, you're gonna get probably a better motor. That mid-drive is probably a stronger motor than the hubs, especially the ones in the Rad. Those are small. But then you're gonna get hydraulic brakes and, you know, customize your batteries, your colors, different options. You get the rack included. So, I mean, for the price difference, you might want to take a look at these. But that's all for today. Guys, thank you so much for watching my channel. It's growing faster than I ever thought it would. I appreciate that more than you can imagine. Like I said, give me a like, subscribe, stay tuned for more. I will come back with lots more info on the Biktrix Stunner X. Thanks for watching.